page. And you don't need any special software. You've already got everything you need. I'm going to begin by saying that web pages are just simple text files, and anyone can create and edit text files on their computer. So we're going to open up Notepad. As you can see, I'm running Microsoft Windows. If you're on a Mac running OS X, go into your apps folder and look for the app named TextEdit. It's the equivalent. Alright, so let's start coding our page. We're coding by hand, getting our hands dirty so we know exactly what makes up a web page. So let's write our first bit of HTML code. HTML is the language that web pages are written in. Alright, let's begin with a heading. Let's dissect what's going on. H1, surrounded by brackets, tells the web browser to begin our most important heading. It tells the browser to create an element. This piece of code at the end, with the slash and then H1, tells the web browser to end our heading element. And this text in the middle, this is what we'll see when we view our page in a web browser. Let's just create one more element before we view this in our web browser. Let's create a paragraph. Alright, it's exactly the same as creating the header. P stands for paragraph in HTML. And then we close the paragraph with the P bracket with a slash. Let's see what this looks like in a web browser. We're going to save it as test.html. And you want to be sure to save it with an HTML extension. So we don't want it as a .txt or a .doc. We want it .html. So we're going to open up our web browser and load up the file that we just saved. And there you go. The web browser is displaying this in a large font and bold because we described it with an H1 element. H1 is a heading level 1 element. H stands for heading, 1 stands for this is the biggest and most important heading on our page. The paragraph is small, looks like some regular text because that's what a paragraph is. Let's create another element just so you get the hang of it. Let's create a bulleted list. UL stands for unordered list, so we begin it with that, and then we drop down. LI stands for list item. So let's create some list items. Alright, so that's the world's smallest grocery list. We begin and end the list with UL for unordered list. And inside the unordered list, we have 3 list items, which also start and end with their element name. So let's view this, let's save this, and then view it in our web browser. Refresh. There you go. You've got a nice, simple, bulleted list. And that's going to do it for today's lesson. I'm going to try to keep these videos nice and short, to the point. Stay tuned for the next lesson. We're going to learn how to create a link and create multiple pages and link back and forth, which is the essence of the web, linking pages to other pages. Just a quick note, I do have a website named learnwebcode.com. It's fairly new, but it has a few articles. It covers the same topics we're going to be covering in these videos, and it helps to just have a written reference so you can look at it, take as long as you need, see some examples, see some screenshots.